Welcome to the Janetic Code. I'm your host, Jeanette Collins. This podcast is designed to take you one episode at a time on an intimate journey of your own personal transformation. Each podcast will have tools and techniques for you to practice in your daily life to create the very best version of you. Let's get started. Implement. Becoming a new version of you, a greater version of you, taking the time to change your thoughts and your emotions to elevate your way of being in this world takes an intentional, conscious choice and the discipline to implement the tools you're learning, to follow through with promises you make to yourself. Doing the work to truly change your life patterns and programs requires that you show up for yourself. Make changing your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors top priority. Make you a priority. Implementing the tools you're learning to change who you are into more of the person you desire to become will need your conscious awareness, focused attention, and dedicated to stay aware of your thoughts and emotions. That awareness of old programs and behaviors will lead you to take actions to create a better way to respond to the events in your life and in relationships, and to see your life change and become sweeter and more fulfilling. You will, with your efforts to change, be creating more love, joy, peace, and gratitude in your life. Taking the time and efforts to become aware and conscious of you in this life demonstrates responsibility and accountability. When we recognize that we are responsible for the lives we lead and take accountability for what we create, we tend to create more on purpose and with intention. We can see that what we do or don't do causes a ripple effect in the world around us. You are an important character in the story of you and this world that we share. The you that you are creating with all your beliefs, patterns, and programs is being presented to the world every day, and we are contributing to the world we live in. As you love you more, be accountable more, show more compassion to your ups and downs, and appreciate you and your efforts to become a greater version of you, you are contributing to the world those same qualities. You give to others what you believe you really are. Putting the time into yourself, implementing the changes you've decided you want to make, and lovingly following through to see the changes happen within you is an extremely fulfilling endeavor. This is a journey worth taking, and it will reap rewards for generations. I know I talk a lot about truly being aware of your thoughts and emotions that lead to your behaviors, because I'm convinced through my own experiences that these are stepping stones to experiencing a more heart-centered life and being the love in this world that we all desire to see and experience. As you implement the tools of transformation you are learning and practice, you will overcome old patterns and change who you are on the inside to a more elevated being, more evolved. Then you are more capable to live life more on purpose, more conscious, more accountable, more creative, and more loving. And that action of living will be an example to the world of the changes that are possible for each of us. For example, when you practice implementing accountability for your own emotions and take responsibility to show up in the world as the best you, you are reflecting out to the world a more loving way to be, a more compassionate way to be, because they can see you demonstrating it by your everyday life. When we believe the fear and judgments that the media uses to capture our attention, and it's intended to promote the idea in you that the whole of the people on this planet, Earth, are all what is being presented on the media, then despair and hopelessness can set in, and you may begin to believe it yourself. And by this, unconsciously slip into the emotional state of fear, hate, and victimness that's being intentionally being pushed forward for you to witness, and done so in such a way as to instill helplessness and fear. This is why you doing the work of changing you, becoming a more sovereign being, when you use the tools of transformation and implement them into your daily life, you begin to change how you think and change the way you feel. And you hold a safe space in your own body to allow emotions that have been altered to shame and guilt, resentment, fear, or anger to be alchemized into greater levels of love. Then, by your own work and doing, and by the experiences you have along the way, you will first demonstrate to you that there is untapped potential living inside you, that as you overcome the old patterns by becoming your more elevated and evolved self, it by nature breaks the illusion that you are a helpless victim on this planet that awaits saving. You are the one you are looking for, not the old patterns or programs that you're breaking and changing, but this divine, powerful, loving being that has the power within to change your emotional state to a greater one, and to change your old fear-based thoughts to creative, loving thoughts that assist in creating a more loving, courageous, compassionate being. You see, the illusion that collectively we have helped create, that we are small, insignificant beings here, is being shattered as we individually rise up within ourselves and revolutionize the interior of our beliefs and behaviors to a greater new way of being. The world we live in is evolving too, and the waves of the past are expiring. There is a great potential for a heaven on earth to be created by you. Don't underestimate the power to create a beautiful, loving world that lives within you. So you begin using that power within you first. So as you become more and more aligned to that divine energy that's all love within you, and you practice being it every day, you will cause a new reality to be born. As within, so without. The old is passing away. What once worked doesn't work anymore. The old programs, patterns, and behaviors aren't creating the loving, peaceful environment we choose to live in. So we change. We become greater within and more consciousness within ourselves, and the tools being taught here are there to assist you. That you can and will go within and gain access to that divine, true potential that lies dormant within you. You can't become what you are unaware of. What lies within you, calling you to become conscious? What lies in you calling you to be loving? What's asking you to be more creative? Be curious and willing to do the great work of changing and challenging your own beliefs and programs to discover within you a greater version of you. Eric Hoffer is an American philosopher, and he said this: "In times of change, the learners will inherit the earth, while the learned will find themselves beautifully equipped to deal with a world that no longer exists." Fear is the real virus that's going on. Discover who you are within yourself by truly changing your thoughts and emotions to change your life. Implement the tools that you're learning of self-love and transformation. Be devoted to you and the journey to uncover the greater and better versions of you. Alan Watts said this: "Don't be talked out of yourself. It's like a pickpocket stealing your watch and then selling it right back to you." Be disciplined in your devotion to change your thoughts and behaviors to greater ones. Discipline is the ability to give yourself a command and then follow it. Something new and sacred is being born, and if we prepare for it, we can feel its presence right here and now. I invite you this week to rededicate yourself to implementing the tools and techniques you're learning to truly overcome your old way of being, so you can continue to experience the joy of becoming the version of you that you imagine is truly possible. By doing and being your change, you are a silent, powerful demonstrator of the innate capacity that is in each of us to be our best selves. Remember, we are not dependent on our circumstances for how we are feeling. We are dependent on our choices for how we are feeling. Choose greater thoughts to create greater feelings. to produce greater behaviors. Thank you for joining me on this podcast. Please share this with others and tune in next week for another chance to learn, grow, and become a part of the greatest journey on earth, the journey to transform yourself, to empower yourself, and to extend that love to the world. You are worth it.